Okay guys, so before today's video starts, I want to talk to you about a really exciting opportunity. As you know now, and as I've talked about in the vlog a couple of times, Steve's going to be, obviously he's my team manager next year, but he's also going to be looking after my coaching, directing me in the right way in terms of what training I'm doing over the winter. And I also put the question across, would you guys potentially be interested in, like, if Steve was to offer some coaching to you guys? I didn't say exactly what I was going to do, but the response has been crazy. I've been like inundated with emails, so many people are interested. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open it up on the vlog to give everyone an absolute equal chance. Check the link in the description box down below. It's got all the information down there. And essentially Steve's going to be offering one-to-one coaching via Training Peaks to a very limited number of people. Like, I mean extremely limited. So if you're interested, we're coming into that time of the year now where you're starting to think about next season. You know, maybe you're starting to think about getting a coach. So if you're interested, I would highly recommend you jump on board. Like, the thing with having a coach is it just creates structure to your training. You know, maybe you've got a full-time job, maybe you work 9 to 5 and you're trying to fit training around that job, and you want to know what's the most beneficial sessions to do in such a short space of time. Or maybe you're unsure of the best, 12-week build-up plan to a sportif next year. Now, the great thing about Steve is, although he's a coach, he's also been arguably one of the best domestic pro cyclists here in the UK over the past 10 years. So he's got a wealth of experience. He knows what training methods work. He knows what training methods don't work. So yeah, if you want to get fit, if you want to win races next year, I highly recommend you check out the link in the description and get in touch. All right, on with today's video. Good afternoon, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to the end of my ride. Yeah, the end of the ride. I brought my camera out intending to vlog today, but pretty much the whole ride it's been raining and it's been freezing cold, and I had some zone 3 intervals to do today. So look, I decided to just focus on training. But now, typically as we come to the end of the training, it's dried up. However, I'm filthy. My shoes, my poor shoes. It's been a decent ride today. I'm just arriving back home. It's been a decent ride today. Got 3 hours in, done some good intervals. But look, 3 hours in Mallorca, which is where I was a few weeks ago, certainly doesn't feel like 3 hours here in the UK. It's more like 5 hours. And here's my theory as to why. Here in the UK, there is a lot of small, twisting country roads, and there's not that many, straight open roads with smooth tarmac and long climbs. So time just seems to pass slower in the UK, and also the weather is a contributing factor. I don't know, it's just kind of a psychological thing. But I mean, 3 hours in the sunshine over 3 hours in the cold and wet, you would choose that option any day. But the bike is just absolutely filthy now. I think it's time that we put the mud guards back on, because I think it's fair to say winter's here now. Winter is certainly here. So like, I would say my diet isn't really like that bad, but it also isn't particularly good. And what I mean by that is I don't eat loads of unhealthy things like sweets and chocolates, but I also don't eat enough fruit and veg. So over the course of this winter, I'm really going to step up like my nutrition and try and improve what I'm putting into my body. At the end of the day, what you put into the body will affect the performance of the body. Take a sports car, for example. If you put higher quality fuels and higher quality oils, service it regularly, take care of it, that car's going to perform better than one that's not been looked after. So today in Chef Cameron's kitchen, we're going to be cooking an omelette with a salad, some tomatoes. I've just been to the shop to try and buy some avocados and stuff, but they didn't have. Sainsbury's didn't have any avocados, but nonetheless, I still think this is going to be a decent and healthy lunch. I mean, it's certainly going to be healthier than having beans on toast, which is kind of like my staple lunch every single day, but not today. Okay, so I need to work on my presentation a little bit, and it's also slightly overcooked, but it is edible, and the main thing is that it's edible. Okay, so the day's getting on a little bit. I hate daylight saving time. Literally, I came home from training, did a few jobs, and it's like, well, it's not going dark, but the end of the day is approaching, and I haven't really filmed much, or if any, of a vlog today. I feel like now would be a good opportunity to sort of run through just exactly what it is that I take out on the bike with me when I go training, because I know a lot of people take quite a lot of stuff out with them, and I like to keep things simple, and I like to take as little as possible out training with me, and I just don't like that feeling of having everything bulky on my back, because you can just feel it and it's annoying, in my opinion anyway. I'm going to put my saddlebag and everything that's in there to the side for 1 second, and in the back of all of my jerseys, I've got 3 different pockets. One pocket is solely dedicated, of course, because I make vlogs when I'm out on the bike, I always need to have a camera handy. During the summer, there was occasions where I would take this big setup, but during the winter now it's getting colder and I'm riding with gloves, it's just more practical to carry this little camera in one of my pockets. And then in the middle pocket, this is where I store all my food and a spare inner tube. I've not actually got a spare inner tube on me. I was too lazy to go into the garage to get one. But in the middle pocket, I essentially will take a spare inner tube and all my food. Now, ironically, I've got energy bars here, but I don't particularly eat energy bars, especially during the winter. I like to stick to real foods, so banana, flapjack, bagel, cut in half, really just any carb-dense food. And in terms of my eating program, I will have one piece of food per hour. So for example, if I'm on a 2-hour ride, I will take one piece of food. If I'm on a 3-hour ride, I'll take 2 pieces of food, so on and so forth. This is just a good method that works for me, and I know it works for the majority of people. It's kind of like the baseline, one piece of food per hour on the hour. It's easy to remember that way, and you get a sufficient level of carbs that way also. And then in my left pocket, I will have my phone, and I will also put some money into the back of this phone case here. It just slips off. So normally I would take £5 or £10. Maybe I'm stopping at a cafe one day, but even if I know that I'm not doing a cafe ride, I'll always take some money just as an emergency. Maybe you puncture more than 2 times, you have to stop at the bike shop, pick up a new inner tube. Maybe you bonk and have to buy a Coca-Cola and a Mars bar. Maybe you have to pay off the policeman when he catches you vlogging and riding because it's like attention is off the road and stuff. I'm kidding. So that pretty much summarizes what I take with me, like on me personally. As you can see, it is pretty minimalistic. There's not a lot to it. Also, if I'm taking a gilet or a rain jacket and I take that off, that will always go in my middle pocket as well, because they're both quite bulky items. If I have them on one of the sides, it always makes the jersey twist, and that's not good. So now, into the saddlebag, I need to wash the bike. I'm kind of procrastinating right now from washing the bike, but if I can get this open. In here, very simply, we've got this multi-tool. This one pretty much has everything that I would need. All of the popular Allen key sizes for my frame. But this isn't actually the one I regularly use. The one I use on a daily basis also has a chain delinker, a chain tool. The actual name just slipped my mind for a second, and that multi-tool is great. It's got me out of every situation so far that I've ever been in, including one time when I snapped my chain. I just took another link out, used the chain link tool to take a link out and then put the chain back together. Another inner tube. I always carry 2 spare inner tubes because it's winter. The road conditions aren't great. 2 tire levers. Normally I use plastic ones. I don't really recommend using metal ones. There is a high risk of damaging your rim with these if you're not careful. And finally, some sticky patch things. These are more of an emergency item to get you home. Just peel off the film on the back and stick it on the tire where there is a hole, and it should get you home. Oh yeah, and obviously the usual stuff like a Garmin and drinks bottles. Are you ready to go for a walk? Are you ready? Yeah, you're ready. Come on, let's go. Let's go. After this morning being so grim, this afternoon has come pretty nice. I'm on a bit of a sunset mission with Lexi and of course Sam. I forgot to charge the camera, so I've not got much battery left, but let's see what we can do. The camera inevitably just died whilst I was out on the walk. But guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I've just picked up this suction mount roof rack for my bike. It looks pretty unusual, pretty interesting. Tomorrow I'm going to put that on the car and just give it a quick test. I can't speak. But tomorrow I'm going to put that on the car, give it a quick test and see what it's all about. But guys, that's the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow at 5 PM.